Now what about that? Isn't that cute? Now anything smaller than a soprano size ukulele is called a sopranino. And this is kind of like a sopranino, but this is a special size instrument because this has got a special rounded shape. And it might remind you slightly, that shape and its neck sticking out, of a pineapple. Because believe it or not, this is called a pineapple ukulele. Or more correctly, a mini pineapple ukulele. And it was made by a friend of mine called Dave Morgan, who lives in Sedgley in the West Midlands in the UK. I'll put a link in the description. Go and check him out. This is a beautiful instrument and very unusual. I've got a side port, sound hole. Got rear friction pegs. It's beautiful. But anyhow, what does it sound like? Well, let's have a go. We'll be back to our ordinary strings. So a C is a C, but everything a little bit smaller. But because it's smaller, does it sound higher pitched? Let's find out. Is that different to the soprano? Only one way to check. No, it's not, is it? It's exactly the same. And that's all because, again, we've got the same number of frets as a soprano. Let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 frets on my baby mini pineapple, beautiful little sopranino. Can't get any smaller than a sopranino, can you? Or can you? Now we really do have something special, as my hand is almost as big as this instrument. Now this is called an uke. Nothing to do with mobile phones or anything made by any other tech company. I don't know why it's called an uke actually, but this is what I would call a piccolo ukulele, and it is very tiny, very, very tiny. Let's compare it to the soprano. Here's the soprano coming in, and here's the piccolo. It fits well inside the soprano. Even the sopranino we've just been talking about, that beautiful pineapple one, even that's bigger than our piccolo. And again, as with the sopranino, well no, sorry, not with the sopranino, was it? The sopranino got smaller, but the pitch stayed the same. Slightly different with the piccolo ukulele. Have a think, have a listen to this. Let's get our 1, 2, 3. Be very careful with your fingers on a piccolo ukulele for our chord of C. And let's see what it sounds like. Now, did that sound the same as the soprano ukulele? Did it sound the same? Sounds like it's been sped up on a tape machine, doesn't it? Because it is actually 8 notes higher. Because when the uke was built, they had to build special strings for it as well. Very small, very tiny. Doesn't get any smaller. It does get a little bit smaller. Sometimes you can't even get smaller than an uke, which, by the way, a very good way of comparing how big my uke is. Have a look at my ruler. Here's my ruler with the price tag on it. My ruler is 30 centimetres. So that gives you an idea. You might have a ruler in front of you. So you can see how tiny my uke is. But I've got one more instrument before we leave it. Now, this great big Goliath of a ukulele is a bass ukulele. And it's roughly the same size as our baritone ukulele. Let's just check it out. There we go. Quick stretch across, and here we go. Baritone ukulele, back to back. Almost identical, almost exactly the same size as a baritone ukulele. but straight away you'll notice some very big differences. The strings, look how fat they are, and they're fat because they're made out of rubber. All our other strings are usually made of either metal or nylon, which is a type of plastic. Now, when you play the ukulele bass, there's a few ways to play it. You can play it using your fingers, you can use a plectrum, you can use your thumb, but it does sound very quiet. So you do really need to plug it in to an amplifier with a lead. Amplifier's down there with a bit of a bang. Let's see this. Switch the tuner off. See, it sounds a bit louder. So there we go. Our big bass ukulele to finish with. So I hope you enjoyed that today. Have a little learn about the different sizes of ukuleles that you can get. Remember, there's mainly 4 sizes, which are, can you help me out? The smallest, the one that maybe you've got, called the soprano. Then it moved up to that concert size, then the tenor, and then the baritone. That's right. Okay. And then there was those little smaller ones. Our friend here, the sopranino, which was a little bit smaller than a soprano. Our piccolo, that was higher pitched. And then at the other end, our big bass with a big fat rubber strings. Thanks for watching today. Ta-ra!